Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Pastoral Update on Tuesday, September 15th. This week, as we're going to time for another pastoral update here. It is almost 1 p.m. and thank you for joining me. I was thinking about this pastoral update, and one of the things that came to my mind was 2 Samuel chapter 15. It's one of my favorite stories in the book of 2 Samuel. It's the story of how Absalom rebels against his father. He has this conspiracy against his father David. Absalom wants to sit on the throne of Israel, and he wants to take his father's throne. And he mounts not only a conspiracy, but he mounts an attack to take the throne from David. And David knows in the moment that he is going to be overtaken. In fact, word comes to King David and says, your son Absalom has got this great army and he's coming. He's got these mighty men. He's going to come and take the throne. He's staged a coup to get you away, to get you out of office. And David says, you know what? I think the best thing for us to do right now is to retreat, to flee the city, to go our own direction and take a moment to kind of regroup, because if we stay here, there'll be no way for us to escape and we'll surely die. Those must have been exceedingly difficult moments for David. Can you imagine being the king of Israel, God's man for the job, been placed in that position by God, and your son has established a coup to take you out of office, to overthrow your reign? Can you imagine what that must have been like? I mean, there's the young man supposed to support you and encourage you and love you and be there with you, and you have treated him with decency and respect and love all of his life, and now he's turned on you. And one of the things I think is so striking about this is that David had every right to put down the rebellion and every right to put down the coup. But he decided it was time to withdraw. And I don't know about you, but right now I'm really frustrated. I'm weary. I'm tired. I sent that out in our virtual chatter this week. I'm tired. I'm worn down over this pandemic. I'm worn down by everything that seems to be happening in the world around us, and constantly more and more stuff. And it seems that it's going longer and longer and longer. This is the challenges facing us. And I think our natural tendency is kind of we talk about a fight or flight reflex. So we want to fight or we want to flee. And I think we tend to think oftentimes, or at least I do, that the most appropriate way to respond in difficult situations is immediately fight. Let's just stand up and fight. That's what being a person of faith and courage is all about, is standing up and fighting. But we find here with David a willingness to flee and to regroup. And as he does, he is able to kind of process what's happening, to seek the wisdom of others and to seek the wisdom of God. We find also in that story, David, when he flees Jerusalem, he's weeping, and as you can imagine he would be, as he's running from his own son being robbed of his kingdom. And he comes upon the place of worship where God is worshipped on the mountain outside of Jerusalem. And there he finds the wisdom of God. And he ends up developing a plan through that. And he sends a young man by the name of Hushai back into the city. Hushai was going to be a burden to David, but David sends him back into the city. And Hushai's job was to ingratiate himself with Absalom, get involved in Absalom's court, get to the highest places in Absalom's court, and to defeat the counsel of Absalom's great counselor, Abiathar. And so that was his job, was to go in there and to confound the counsel of Absalom's counselor. And so David here regroups. He flees, he regroups, he seeks the wisdom of God, he develops a plan, and then he executes that plan. And I think it's important for us right now. The tendency is to stand up and fight, but to say, you know what, sometimes we need to step back. We need to seek the Lord. We need to find his wisdom. We need to be encouraged that he'll give it to us, and we need to develop a plan and to execute the plan as we press on in faith, and not get discouraged and beat up, because the thing that can happen to us is we want to fight. And when we do, we end up putting ourselves in harm's way. So let me just offer that word of encouragement to you. Seek the Lord. Be willing to step back. Be willing to evaluate. Be willing to regroup. Be willing to seek the wisdom of God, and maybe go about it in a direction, in a way that God would have you to confront the challenges you're facing, maybe God would lead you to do it in a way that you wouldn't ordinarily think to do it. But yet, that's what God is doing. He is going to open those doors for you. So I'm going to encourage you with that this week. Also, just take moments to pray and think about the wisdom of God, how you can be faithful. Pray for our church. Pray for me. Pray for the expectant mothers. We have 3 expectant mothers in our congregation right now. That's so exciting. So pray for them and ask the Lord's hands to be upon them all in your grace. You guys take care. God bless you. I'll see you soon on the next pastoral update, or tomorrow, or Thursday, or Sunday.